It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Divas That Care. My name is Candace Gish. If this is your very first time tuning into the Divas That Care, a huge welcome. The Divas That Care is now in its 13th year. We're listening to over 30 countries around the world, and honestly, it's because of all of our amazing listeners, our tribe, our hosts, everybody that's been a real big supporter of the Divas That Care over all these years that we're able to do this. We're so excited. We have a range of amazing women that have participated in our program, and I'm so excited because today I'm going to be welcoming back one of the amazing divas out there. Her name is Rosanna, and she is going to be sharing with us what she's been up to. So, Rosanna, welcome back to the Divas That Care.
Oh, thank you so much, Candace. I am so happy to be back.
Oh, my gosh. I'm excited to be chatting with you again. Rosanna, would you mind introducing yourself to our new listeners today?
Sure. So I am an avid fan of Divas That Care, and I had the privilege of actually being involved in a book recently that Candace published, fabulous book that I love and I'm sending to all my friends. But I'm also kind of a portfolio manager, program manager, and entrepreneur, which basically just boils down to problem solver, really. I have many different things in my history, but one of the things I've always tried to do is use my skills and my education that I have privilege to have to try to make positive impacts in the world. And with Divas sharing my ideas, I am just so happy to be back here and share one more.
I love it. And you honestly have so many amazing ideas. And I think that's why you and I have really connected really well, because I seem to be a person that has these ideas too, but it's like, What do I do with them? But you really have inspired and helped so many people out there with the things that you're doing. So, Rosanna, what's new with you? I should ask you first.
Right. Well, the first thing I want to mention to you is you are so big, Candace, on looking inward and what can you do just as a person, a single person in the world, or maybe with a network of people, what can you do to make a positive impact? And so you have always inspired me, and I'm inspired again. I've moved to Canada. I was originally from the United States, and I've moved to an area where it's a lovely area. It's on Vancouver Island, and it has, excellent schools and all of that. But like most schools and most school systems, it doesn't have all the funds that it needs for the things that at least I think are really important for children. So they cover all the basics, right? But there's not a lot of extra money for the arts. There's not a lot of extra money for science, and these are areas that we know we need our children to excel in. So I've established a relationship with a wonderful organization here, the Bowser Legion, Branch 211, and they are working with me to deploy a marvelous community arts and science program. The reason I mention it is because anybody could do this, right? It doesn't take me. It just takes interest. Right? So how we started out was we reached out to the community, a lot of young families with children who can see that if their child isn't in sports, they don't have a stage, they don't have a spotlight, right? So we decided we're going to create Spotlight. The Arts and Science program takes the children that are really interested in science and gives them an opportunity to be in a science fair, to be in the spotlight doing what they love. Right? And then the second thing is children that are involved in the arts, any kind of arts, writing, performing, music, you name it, telling jokes, whatever it is, dancing, they can be in a talent show and we can spotlight them there. And then there's all sorts of other little bits and pieces. There's a book club so that the parents can come and know more about books, share that with their families. We also do drives to get people to go sign up for library cards. And this is just the nucleus of the program. I can't even tell you how important and the impact that it's already having. And, thank God for the Legion. They are the hub of the community, and they really want to support it. And this is an area. It doesn't have to be the Legion, though. In your community, there may be an organization who's willing to do this. And honestly, I don't care where you live, especially in North America, you probably have the same problem. There's still the gap in arts and sciences for your local families. So that's what I'm working on right now.
I love that, and you couldn't be more correct in that. I hear that all the time. I want to ask you, you were mentioning if anybody can do this, are you helping people set something like this up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because people have been coming to these events, the reason, by the way, that we started the book club, because people who are interested in these kind of things came to the other events and suggested it. So what I wanted to mention to you is the most important skill here is listen. Ask people in your community what's missing. They will tell you, and it's usually trend, like arts, science, nobody to talk to about books, things like that. I don't go to the library. Well, let us help you get a library card, right? And other people have said, I think this would be good in this other province. I think this would be good for this other legion or other organization. And we are avid supporters of let us just show you how it's done. It's so simple. It's ridiculously simple, really. And we're so happy to help. So absolutely. Anybody in your audience who is interested in this, I promise the work invested, the payoff is much bigger. You'll feel so good about it if you do it.
I love that. So you're trying to get this all over the place, right across Canada?
Canada, the U.S. I'm hearing from people that have recently moved here from like the U.K. and other places. They all have the same issue, right? This in our world right now, things like arts and sciences and stuff, the value has been diminished, right? And children are limited to what the schools can afford to provide. I understand that, no criticism. But we as citizens and parents and, members of organizations, if we know that and we see that, it's one thing to say, well, the government's not doing it. It's another thing to say, oh, well, the government's not doing it, so I will make it happen, right? It depends on who you are. Like you, Candace, I can't leave it alone. I got to do something. And so I think there's people in your audience, that's why they listen to you, care. And I'm inviting any divas that care, that are interested in this kind of thing. Just ping me. Just let me know, because I would so love to help.
I think that's fantastic. And I think, honestly, Rosanna, a lot of people get overwhelmed. They don't even know where to start. And they feel guilty, and they don't want to ask for help, and they think that they're going to be on their own doing this. But you are going to be teaching them baby steps, basically.
Yeah, first thing to do, second thing to do, and they're so ridiculously simple, really. Like, calling a meeting with people in your community that you can recognize. They're already members of other organizations, or you just know who the movers and shakers are, right? Or you can ask if you're new, and you ask them, like, what's happening here, and why isn't there a science fair, and why isn't there a talent show, or why isn't there a book club? And mostly they shrug and say because nobody started one, right? It's not that they don't want one or they don't think it's a good idea, but, I feel like divas like us, it's like we're 10% of the people, right? The 90% of the people, they have other things going on and it doesn't bother them as much. But us 10%, we feel like we've got to do something. So if we have to do something, we ask what, and then, make it happen in the morning. In addition to all the other stuff you do, you've got family, you've got work, you got your job, you got your business. But this little thing that you're doing makes you feel fabulous, right? It's so worth it, especially when families come up to you and say, thank you for setting up like a dance. So one of the other things that the Legion is hosting for us are community dances. It's like an old-fashioned idea, right? Community dances, high school level, grade school level, right? It puts kids together, which is fun. Kids outside of their school, right? Other kids, just kids in the area, which is really great. Then they're doing something physical, which is really healthy. They put down their phones. They don't care about their phone because they're going to go stand on the dance floor and dance with other kids. And if they don't know how, I and my family learned how to do line dancing, right? And the Wednesday dance, from, the show Wednesday. And we will instruct them. We'll be like, you don't know how to do it? No problem. We'll show you how to do it. And it's really fun for us, by the way. If you're worried about your 10,000 steps, you'll get 20,000 doing this stuff. And so it's really good for your fitness. But you're also teaching, and I know you feel the same way, that when you know how to do something and you can teach somebody else, there's just nothing like it, right? It's the best thing. And then you have parents coming back. My daughter is so shy, but she's really looking forward to this dance. The small things that you do, like set up a dance, big deal, are hugely impactful. You'll never know what's going to happen. The ripple effect goes on and on and on. So I'm just saying, if your destiny is to be a mover and shaker, like Candace and I, then I have an idea of how you could do it in your own community. It doesn't cost much. It is time. It is care. But time and care is what divas do, right?
I love that. And for the people that they're probably thinking, they're listening right now, well, I don't have any kids in school, and I love the idea, but that's not for me.
I don't either.
It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be associated necessarily with the school itself, but, in the community like you're mentioning.
Absolutely. See, that's the thing that really drives me nuts, right? So when I talk to some people, all different ages, it's not just senior citizens. It could be kids that, people that don't have kids and stuff. And they go, well, what's in it for me? That is narrow, right? You need to understand, if you have a healthy community with kids that are occupied in really good things, studies will show, you can look at it, the metrics in that area for like crime, for juvenile delinquency, for all of the things that communities hate, go way down. If you invest in your youth, those kids are going to be the future plumbers, carpenters, doctors, lawyers, and everything in the future. Don't you want that? Even if it's not for you, don't you want your community to be healthy? You got to invest in the youth. People like us, we're aging, we're getting older. We're not going to be here forever. Who's going to be here? Right? So we've got to invest in the kids now and make them understand generationally that we have something to offer them. Right? That's a good way to break down the generation gap. If I get out on the dance floor and I teach a 12-year-old the Wednesday dance, she thinks I'm pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not this old guy, old girl that just leave me alone. I don't understand you. We have no connection. We have a connection. We've got the Wednesday dance, right? Yeah. So that's the purpose. It's to bring people together, the families together, the community organizations together. It breaks down barriers, and what do we need with barriers? There's no plus there, right? I feel like this is what I wanted to come share with you, is that it doesn't take 1 million hours and $1 million. It's like a small effort with a big impact.
It does. And I think, honestly, I can see a lot of smaller communities that this would work really well in, because a lot of people think, this can only happen in the cities. And I'm like, no, I think this could help in the smaller communities where more people would be involved in it. Totally. And you're going to see what happens when you have a science fair. You have rising stars. When you have a talent show, you have rising stars. I have so many friends. I've been involved in theater. I owned a theater once. And I have so many people in the professional arts. And when I ask them, what started you off? How did you end up doing this? They say, somebody forced me to go out on a stage. I had a teacher or a thing at school or something where I had to stand up in front of people, and I overcame my fear, which, by the way, everybody has, of being in public, right? Public speaking. I overcame that, and it opened the door to me following this career. If they had never overcome that, they would never have been successful in the thing they loved. And it doesn't have to be arts and science. You can be out in front of people singing in a choir. And then when you go to corporate life and you need your presentation, you now have overcome that problem that so many still have. That's why people go to Toastmasters and all those organizations, right? Because they can't overcome this fear. Why not give these kids a leg up? Give them something to do that they love to do,
and get them out there in the spotlight and give them that experience. That alone is worth, it's just priceless.
Oh my gosh, Rosanna, I am just so excited. I have a million ideas going through my head right now with you talking. I'm like, okay, I definitely need to approach so many individuals that I think that could really get something like this started.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell them it's worth it. And give them my contact information, and I will absolutely help them. Totally promise.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. So
of course,
great.
And I'll come back and give you updates. Like after the summer, we will have had like 10 more events, and I will come back and tell you the outcomes, because I think you will enjoy it. It's just goodness. It's good karma, you know?
I believe that, and I really believe that that will even inspire more people to start doing something, as you were mentioning, even in the fall when things get, their lives kind of getting back up going after holidays and stuff. A lot of people are looking for something to do. So I think that would be a great thing also.
Right? Make it safe, make it fun, make it profitable for the community. One thing, every event we connect with a cause. So statistically nowadays, kids, even down in 4th grade, if you tell them an event is for a cause, like service dogs or something like that, they want to be involved. They like that idea. And it raises money for really good causes. So besides the event and the, you know, ability to do this for the community, you're also funding an important cause. You just have to figure out which ones you want to do. And so that's another offset of that, is that there's fundraising that you can do.
Oh, perfect. Rosanna, I know I've got some more questions for you, but can you give our listeners a way, how can they get a hold of you?
Sure. So my company, as you know, is called One Voice, and it's very easy to find. It's the only one that's called the One Voice Institute of Elemental Ethics and Education. There is no other one like that, so you will find it on the website. But my email that you can reach directly to me is it's leadership, that's my email, at onevoiceinstitute.com. You can just say, hey, Rosanna, it will come directly to me. And I don't know, can I share my phone number, or is that not good?
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Okay, so my phone number in Canada is 250-884-0500, and in the States, it's 732-492-8626. And feel free, call anytime. Glad to help.
Perfect. And Rosanna, I want to kind of touch base. I know that this is something new we've talked about, but tell our listeners some of the other things that you do in your organization, because that's kind of how you and I really did connect, is some of the things you've done in the past.
It's an outpouring of that, right? So professionally, I'm what they call a management consultant, which is very vague, but it's really a problem solver, right? And so we work with small businesses, medium-sized business, and very large corporations, and we solve problems for them. They're trying to be more efficient, more productive, or get off the ground, you know, brand a product, market a product, whatever it is. We resolve that problem. We give them a roadmap, and we help them execute it. So an outpouring of that is my involvement with a lot of women's groups, especially Divas, but many different women's groups that want to present those problems. I also do a lot of business plan reviews. Send it to me anytime. I also help with resumes. I coach people to help do better in interviews. And lately, we've also opened a couple of new lines of business underneath. So like, for example, Keto Superheroes is about, it's an outpouring of people saying, my career is stalled because I need to lose weight. Here's a really great way to lose weight. We can help you with that. So we have a separate line of business just for that. And we're also we're writing some children's stories that we want to turn into plays and a musical, because they're moral plays. Remember the old days when you used to read Aesop's fables, right?
Yep.
And they would give you these moral learnings. Well, there's no real modern version of that, so we want to create this called The Story of Madrika. It'll be out in December as a book, and then it'll be a play, and then it'll be a musical. So we're trying to solve problems in all directions, and all of those, of course, are things that I want to share with Divas.
Oh, my goodness. I can't wait for you to share that with me. I am so excited. You know how big I am about a supporter of authors out there, so thank you. I'm looking forward to that.
I know. I want you to come to Canada so you can do a reading at the book club. I would think that would be so fabulous.
That's awesome. Oh, well, I look forward to going down to Vancouver. I love Vancouver. So thank you so much, Rosanna.
Cool.
Oh, this has been so much fun. Is there any last-minute tips or tools that you'd love to share with our listeners?
Yeah, I would just say one thing. My secret to success is that I don't act my age. So I just want to share that with people. Looking at the world and looking at problems in a childlike way, I mean that children don't limit themselves. Children look at a problem and they go, oh, so how about if we just do this? How about if we just do that? They really do. They don't limit their ideas. They don't screen them the way adults do, and therefore they're more creative. And that's my secret to success. I look at a problem. Maybe I just never grew up. I don't know. But I definitely look at it in the way a child would, and with that energy, that everything is possible. And honestly, it is. Everything is possible. And once you realize that nothing will stop you. So that would be my advice. Whatever idea you have, go for it. And if you need help and I can help you, just reach out. No kidding.
I can definitely see that being, oh, I love it. That is so cool. Thank you so much, Rosanna. This has been so much fun. Every time I talk to you, I just absolutely love it. You are just an amazing
me too. Candace,
oh.
I can't thank you enough for supporting everything that we do. I really appreciate it. And I'll keep you informed, my friend.
Yes, please do that. I can't wait. And a
Cool.
huge shout out to our listeners. Make sure you go check out Rosanna. I'm going to be posting all her information on her social media. You've got to check her out. She's got some amazing podcasts. We were so fortunate to have her and her daughter on one of our shows also together, and that was so inspiring having them on. And I'm really looking forward to having her back on. As I said, we collaborate a lot, and it's just a great thing. And I hope that you are all able to collaborate with her too. So, Rosanna, thank you again. Thank you to all of our listeners. And please remember to do something kind. Until next time, everyone.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.